what's the concept? Starting at about 6'4", maybe. Writing in at probably 205 pounds. From Bessemer, Alabama / Jacksonville, Florida. And confirmed today, GQ's Sexiest Man Alive 2026. I think John Leon.
Do it one time, they gon' think it's luck. Gotta hit it with the repeat. Do it 2 times, they gon' still doubt. And now I got a 3-peat.
At the devil,
Pockets gotta be deep now. Never lose again, living me deep down. Gotta keep winning, it's a clean sweep now. Tell them back it up, you hit 3 beats now. Big truckload. Call me Greek freak, big mushroom.
Lee, appreciate that. I didn't even know you knew that. I didn't know you knew that. That GQ hit me up this morning. Woke me up early this morning to let me know that. Yep. Y'all give it up for me again. I just want to know y'all clap y'all. Nah, for real. All right. Well, welcome to the first ever live. Can you bring me that? My phone. Yep. The first ever live show for About to Blow Up. Y'all shout out tonight. You should bring me my phone. Clap it up for her. So sweet. Yep. The first ever live show, and it's the first time I talked to my boy sitting across from me.
Yeah,
Justus Edwards.
for sure.
How you been, man?
Man, I've been good, man. Been busy. I'm on the grind. Just getting better every day.
Yeah. That's something I've noticed about you, man. I watch you a lot on Instagram and stuff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we talk a lot on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just work.
For sure, you know. Got it on.
Thanks. We see that. I see that a lot, and it motivates me for sure. But I want to start from the beginning. All right. First off, Justus, I've been knowing you from church from a long time. I always knew you was a God-fearing young man.
Yeah.
But for the people that don't know, what's the first thing you want to tell them about Justus Edwards?
Justus Edwards. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm Justus. Nice to meet y'all. I'm the youngest of 6. 3 boys, 3 girls, man. Justus is a faith-fearing God, man. I don't know why I'm talking about myself in third person. I'm a faith-fearing God, man, who loves God, man, and just love to see people be great and like to push people to their greatness. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I went through an injury in 2018 playing football, and the doctors told me that I would be paralyzed all my life, and I had a 20% chance to walk again. But through faith and through perseverance and through me being stubborn enough to do it, I put in the hard work and I got back to walking. And now I'm actually going out to help more people in the spinal cord community.
Word.
So
That's beautiful right there, man.
Appreciate
You said that you had the injury.
Yeah.
And they said that you were gonna be. They said you weren't gonna walk ever again.
Yeah, they said I'd be paralyzed my whole life.
You had a 0% chance of walking again.
They said 20.
20.
20. But
20
I said, by Jesus Christ's stripes, I'm made whole and I am walking.
Yeah. Wait. Before that, I've heard you say this before, Justus. What's the first thing you said when the injury happened?
When the injury happened, right after the hit, the first words that came out of my mouth was "God's got me." After the whole stadium, did the whole ooh, because I used to lay the wood, man. And when I hit him from my torso down to my feet, I couldn't feel anything. So I rolled over and I realized I couldn't get up. From that point, I told everybody to get off the field. And my coach is standing over me. And the first words that rose out of my spirit was that God's got me. I'm coming back on this field, walking. And a year later, God made that happen.
Mm-hmm. What was your whole thought process while you were in the hospital? After the injury didn't happen, all the oohs, all the people that, came in, was probably crying. I know you folks are probably emotional. I know they weren't even at the game.
Yeah. So my parents wasn't at the game, and I want to give y'all the experience of what was going on in the ambulance, what was going on as I was going to the hospital, what was going on in my mind. So from them getting me on the stretcher, The first person I saw was Mason Kinsey, which is my brother. He plays for the Titans now, wide receiver, and he was crying. And I told him to dry those tears. I'm going to be good, go out and win the game for us. And we did win that game in double overtime in Kentucky. That game was like a movie, not gonna lie. Like, I had got injured, it was raining, this was our rivalry game, it was close, and we won in double overtime. So we get into the actual ambulance, and I called my mom because they were 6 hours away. My dad had heard it on the field. And the crazy thing about it, my sister, who I'm very close to, her name's Destiny, she actually felt something like hit her upstairs, but nothing was there and her whole side was numb. So she came downstairs at the time that my mother was figuring this out on the phone. She said, something's wrong with Boo Boo. My nickname is Boo Boo. Don't ask me how I got that. So at the time I was in the ambulance, and my thought process, I was telling the trainer, I was saying, hey, everything's gonna be good, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be back on the field. I called my mom, I said, hey mom, I've got injured, I don't really know what's going on. I just know that I can't feel or move anything from my torso down, but don't worry, God's got me, I'm healed. I told her to drive the speed limit. Now they were 6 hours away. And if you know my mom's a pastor. The first thing she did was scream, like, oh my God. And then the second thing she did, which is a testament to her faith and testament to my faith, she asked the ambulance guy, did he know God? And he said he did, so she told him to touch me, and then we began praying. Now, after they got off the phone, the crazy thing about it, they were driving up. And you remember earlier, Ms. Mitchell, I told you that my dad was a prophet. So he heard from God as we were driving up. All he could say was, no, 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 it's just a bruise. Funny thing about that, when they came into the room, the doctors, they were saying that my spinal cord was completely ruptured, which means there was a hole cut through it, no chance of recovery. But they couldn't find it on the screen. My mom didn't believe it, so they couldn't find it. They can only find it by going inside my body, and I never had surgery before. So they went inside my body, and once I woke up from surgery, my mom came to me. She told me the doctor came to her smiling. And he said that he has good news, that it was only a bruised spinal cord, which means that my spinal cord was still intact, which means that there was a good chance of recovery. I just had to put the work in. So as we're driving in the ambulance, it was like I was in a movie, to be honest. My thought process was that, hey, I'm going to get back on the field. My guys going to win the game. My thought process was also, what's the score to the game? We can't lose this game. To keep the trainer in a calm mindset. And I played some worship music that I used to play when I couldn't sleep. It's called Numa. It's a very spiritual worship music that we used to play in the house when we used to have prayer conferences in the house. But it still felt like I was in a movie, and it felt like that, hey, this cannot be me. It felt like an out-of-body experience. So we get into the hospital, they're busting in the doors, and a little background about spinal cord injury, depending on your level of injury, you could die, because if it would have affected like my arms and stuff, it could kind of stop your heart because some of the muscles wouldn't work at that moment.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Did you learn that in school, or did you learn that through the injury? Because I know you went to school for...
Yeah, exercise science.
Yeah.
So a lot of people die from spinal cord injuries, whether it's a car crash, and it's only 8% of people that get in spinal cord injuries off of a sports injury. Most people is falls, dives, or car crashes. Mm-hmm. And so we're going into the hospital, and it was the University of Kentucky Hospital. And all I see is flashing lights. They're pushing me like, hey, get him back there, get him back there. And at that moment, that's when it really felt like, yo, this is not real. Like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on in my body, but I'm just chill. Like, I'm a chill dude. But one thing I did tell them was to not cut this piece of tape off of my wrist. And this is the tape that I actually wore in the game. It says Proverbs 14:23, show them all. Justus James Edwards, SAA All Conference. Prove it to yourself. #dream and thank you, God. And not many people know this, but the night before I had a dream that I got an interception in that game. So I always knew I would come back, whether it was playing football or walking. But I was just not about to take no for an answer for my life, because I believe that God has the last say so. I believe that I am in control of this present moment and in control of my future. And I know that if I put my faith in him, that all things are possible. So that's what the experience was like.
That's good right there, man. Did you always write stuff on your tape on your wrist?
Yeah, I used to always write little messages. Proverbs 14:23.
What did they say?
It's all hard work leads to profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. And I also have it tattooed on me. And this was the scripture that we trained off of. This is the scripture that's behind the brand. It's just work. And basically, it's don't talk, just work. Your work go do the talking. Your work is going to get you where you need to be. And your work will put you in places where you can get profit. Sometimes profit don't always come in monetary. It comes in opportunity. And so if you put in the work, you can be sure and confident that you're going to get a reward for it. Also, it says show them all. I wanted to show them all because the way I worked diligently to get to the NFL. And I wanted the whole world to see that I was about that action. And Justus James Edwards SAA All Conference. Funny story. I have such strong belief. And at Berry College, they used to have some cows back there. And I used to go out there and train till I was about to pass out. But I would speak things into the atmosphere. I would put myself in uncomfortable situations on purpose to train my mind. But I would be out there talking to the cows because my goal was to be an all-conference player. And I'd be out there, I'm all conference. I'd be hollering at the cows and they just looking at me. But I had that belief. I was building in myself and I was very confident. We used to get up at 5 a.m. to go work out before we went to work. Then we used to come back and work out and run at 5 p.m. I used to do push-ups Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Used to watch film. Everything about the game, I loved it. I loved the discipline. I loved the grit behind it. I loved the teamwork behind it. Everything, the leadership. I love football. And if you a dog in football, you go be a dog in life. That's one thing that I figured out. And then the next thing it said, prove it to yourself. I wanted to prove to myself that I was the greatest, that I am the greatest, that I am who I say I am.
Why didn't you have prove it to others?
Because others, this one thing I learned about people, they go think whatever they want to think about you, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you say. You have to believe it in yourself first. You don't have to prove a thing to nobody. When you wake up in the morning, you are looking at yourself in the mirror. You are a reflection of yourself. So you have to prove it to yourself each and every single day. Like you have to get out of bed and do it for you every single day. And that's what has gotten me to this point. Not doing it for my mom, not doing it for my dad, not doing it for, I do it for my family. Yeah, those are motivational reasons. But to get up out this chair, to live independently, to do what I need to do, I have to prove it to myself that I am still inside of me. You know, when I was laying in that hospital bed, I had to prove it to myself that, hey, I'm still in my body, you know. And so when I did that and when I got it in my mind, my body started to, you know, come with it. My body had to catch up to my mind, but your mind has to catch up to your spirit. So your spirit has to be connected to God, which is the one. That's why he says renew your mind, because you're really renewing your spirit, renewing your energy. And then your atmosphere changes as you renew that. So that's why I'll say prove it to yourself. And then it says #dream. That night I had a dream and it was so vivid. And my dad, he told me, he said, Justus, this was going to be the best game of your life driving up to Danville, Kentucky. And little did I know, I thought it was going to be a good game on the stat sheet. But this game was going to change the lives of many, you know, impact people's faith of a nation of faith, you know. And just to see how far this story has went, just to see how God has done this. This is a God thing. Nobody could do this but God. And even sitting in that hospital bed, people were coming there crying. And man, I would be like, man, God, just show them. Show them how much, like, I believe, I know you're real, because growing up my whole life, I had to have faith. You know, what my mom went through with her kidney, issues, seeing her about to die multiple times. He gave his kidney to her. They snipped his lower intestine. He was put in an induced coma. He almost died. You know, so I'm seeing this as I'm growing up, all while putting all that pain into football, and it's teaching me faith. So I've seen miracles happen over and over again. I've seen a lady come to my house in a prayer meeting, bend over walking on the cane, leave running down the street. Like, I'm seeing all this stuff growing up. I'm like, this got to be real. So the whole time I was in the class, basically learning, just watching my parents' faith, watching, going to church. You know, we went to Faith Chapel together, so Mr. Lundio would talk about that stuff. And it was my time to take the test, so I was ready. I was prepared for it. So that dream was very vivid to me. And him telling me that, this was going to be the best game, I really believe that because I put the work behind it. And lastly, on a piece of tape, it says, "Thank you, God. You know, without God, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I am today." At 6 years old, he told me I would help people. I went my whole life trying to figure out how in the world would I help people? How would I go about doing this? And now every day, pursuing purpose and working to get back on my feet fully, he's allowed me to help people and help people change minds, help me change their minds, help me inspire them, but he's doing it through me. And I don't even it's not a task to do it, I'm just being myself. So I'm operating in purpose by just being obedient to the calling that he put on my life.
You got a lot of like selfless quotes in there and a lot of selfless stories that you told in there. Was there ever a moment where you became mad at God about this? Because we all have those moments where we have our own plan. You know, you out just screaming to the cows. I'm all conference, I'm all this, I'm going to the NFL.
Yeah.
And when this injury happens,
Yeah.
and you rarely see people, if ever, walk again from this. I remember seeing Ryan Shazier Monday Night Football versus Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knew how Ryan Shazier was. He come to lay that hit.
He a dog.
Right.
He a dog now.
Right. So you see that, and you just like, why me, God? Why me? What was your thought process through that? Like, I've been so faithful to you. I prayed to you. I've trusted you.
That's a good one.
And all I wanted you to do is take me to the NFL. That's all I asked you. And then this happened. What was that?
You know, I never asked God why. I never did, and I learned that from my mom. You know, one day she was on her deathbed, and I asked her, I said, "Are you afraid to die?" Oh, man. I was about to tell her. She said, nah, because I know where I'll be, but I'm not going nowhere. I was like, you ever ask God why? He said, no, I never asked. I just trust him. See, everything in life is not going to make sense all the time. Life is full of ups and downs and unexpected breaks. But you have to just continue, because asking him why is a waste of time. Like, why you saying, why me? Why me? Like you're not equipped to, like you're not equipped to be the person. I remember as a kid, I would always tell God to make me great. And literally, I know that it will come through this situation. So, in that moment where I was in the hospital, I'm like, it's time to get to work. Like, I ain't got time to ask no questions. And yeah, I was a little confused, but I was still in the mindset of a football player. Like, I literally had my sisters to bring my weights up to the hospital so that I could lift weights. I remember one night, we was out, it was a long road, and I told them that we're going to go walk. I put my Eric Thomas on in my ear, and I would imagine myself walking. And I really didn't have time to be mad. I didn't have time to think, because I was thrown into therapy, I was thrown into this. And I was getting so much support in the hospital, so much love, like I really didn't have any time to be down. So I never really asked God why me. I just trusted him. I really just was like, okay, one day I'll figure out why. If I just keep going, I will figure out why this happened. And literally, it dawned on me at the anniversary of the injury, 22nd of September this past week, why this happened. Like, I was literally back at Helena High School, my alma mater, speaking, and just to see the impact, I was like, okay, this is why this happened. This is why it had to be me, because only I could. You know what you put inside me, God, so you allowed this to happen. Like, God didn't do this to you. When bad things happen, like, a lot of people think God did this, or they guilt trip like, oh, because I did this. No, there's an enemy in this world that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. You know, but you have God, and He said He will never leave you nor forsake you. So you have to fight with the spirit. You have to fight spirit with spirit. You cannot fight spirit with flesh. And so I had to get into my word a lot. I had to get into the scriptures, and that kept my mind from doubting, from getting mad. And now, is there times where I get mad in this journey? Yes. I would say frustrated. Sometimes more so frustrated.
Thrown in therapy? Did you feel like you rushed yourself into therapy?
No.
Or is it a thing when you actually do have to, like, hey, you out of the hospital now, we gotta go?
Yeah. It's a choice, you know, because when I was in there, and when I was in the hospital, I was doing therapy 6 days a week. I remember the first time they
How
said
long were you in the hospital?
for about a month, inpatient. I was ready to go. I was ready to get to my life. I was just like, man, can I just go to the game? I really just wanted to be back with the team and be around football. And my first time going back to Bear was very special. So they showed a lot of love to me. That's why I'm still not.
I like what you're saying too. When, you know, I said my question, I know I questioned God. I was always like, why me? Like, I ain't never did nothing to nobody. Why I gotta have a bad look? And you see all the other people, you be like, but that boy, they were crazy. Why you, God, get that to him? Then I'm good. I've been praying. He ain't praying. And you just sit there and you think about that. And like you said, my mom used to type up confessions for me when I was young. I used to have the same before I went to school. I didn't understand. I understood them, but I was kind of like, seeing none of this stuff. And in the confessions, it was like, I can't remember the exact word, but it was me just asking God, make my name great. Yeah. Make my name great. Make me great, you know. And then as I got older, I'm just seeing all this stuff is happening to me, and I'm just like, dang, why ain't nothing going my way? And God was like, He told me straight up. He was like, if I did it the way you wanted to do it, it wouldn't impact nobody. So if God would have sent me to the NFL, it would have been for me. It would have been me, all me. You know, I got this. You got to ask me. But when God put me on His path, it's for me to show the world Him, others. It's the God in me that I have to show to everybody else. It's gonna be people that I walk across, or I meet, and you gonna meet, whoever gonna meet. They need to see the God in you. They don't need to see you. I don't care about. I don't care about seeing. Man. Let me cut that out of the video.
You got your mind.
See the raw emotion, man. That's the realness. You know, when I go speak, that's what really stick with people. That realness, bro. You speaking to their soul. You know, they need to see that real man cry, bro. I done cried so many times, bro. I would run out of tears.
I just remember growing up, like, you watching NFL players. That's what you want to be. That's what you see. You know. But in actuality, a lot of those guys are not good people.
Exactly.
You know, off the field, they're not good people. You make good plays, but are you a good person?
Yeah.
You know, you could be all this and all that. But with your heart, what is your heart about?
Exactly.
What's in your heart?
Exactly.
Is it God or is it a selfish person? The selfish person gonna show, God gonna show. Your heart gonna show.
And you said one thing about Ryan Shazier. You know, I was actually watching that game when it happened. But I didn't know anything about him. And it's crazy how everything happened. I was laying in the hospital bed, inpatient, probably just got there a week later. And I turned on the TV and I'm sitting in the bed and I was paralyzed, but that never came out my mouth. I never spoke that I was paralyzed. I never breathed. But
Did you let the doctors say it when they came around?
oh no. They said it because I would not let them speak anything over my life that I did not want. They said I was paralyzed. I said I'm walking. I was like, no disrespect to you, no disrespect to the degree you got. You can go tell somebody else that, but you can't tell me that. Because you don't know what I've been through. You know what it took for me to get, for my life just to stop here. I cannot accept that, you know. And as soon as I got my big toes to start moving, I called that doctor back in, but I said, go get him, you know. And he was sitting there like, wow. But he still had some doubt in him.
Yeah.
he used to make me mad. I felt like he was trying me, bro. Like, bro, hey, bro, like, I'm a dog now.
Yeah.
Could ask somebody, you feel me? But I just quit quiet and just let God do the work. And it went from my toe to me moving my quad. But funny thing about this, I turn on the TV. Well, let's go back to when I was in ICU. Turn on the TV, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I just had a panic attack. My body was catching up, or my brain was catching up to what actually happened.
Yeah.
All the adrenaline ran off. Well, I thought I was about to leave here.
Yeah.
You feel me? I thought I was about to leave here. But it was just a panic attack. And turn on the TV, and Joel Osteen. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's asleep. It's just me. I've been praying, been reading my Bible, listening to worship music. Joel Osteen's on the TV. He's talking about this girl. And how she got into an injury and stuff. She was paralyzed. It was in a baseball park. That girl started walking on to the stage. Wow, bust out crying. Boy, I was like, I know I ain't tripping, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, stuff was just happening. Like, this ain't no coincidence. Like, when they say that God is near to the broken heart, bro, that is a true scripture. Like, he's right there. Even if you may not see him, feel him, he's right there. And it would be stuff like that that start happening. So that's when I started writing down in my notes, just like, okay, I'm gonna just journal everything. Because if I tell these folks that they're not gonna believe it, but I'm experiencing this. So we get to inpatient, and I turn on the TV again. It's Ryan Shazier. He was walking back on the Cincinnati Bengals field. I ain't tell nobody this, bro, but God. I told God, I said, hey, man, what happened to the man? I want to know. 2 days later, I kid you not, man, got a phone call while I was in therapy. Hey, this Ryan Shazier from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I looked at my phone. I said, this who? He said, this Ryan Shazier from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I said, hold on, bro. I put him on mute. Now, I'm in a physical therapy with a whole bunch of older people, mature people, you know. I'm screaming like, hey, bro, y'all don't know this. I'm like, y'all don't know this. What is a Pro Bowler, bro? Talking to me. You feel me? You know, God was encouraging me, man, like, cause he know how bad I want the NFL. But the thing about it is, man, this man, his heart. You know why he's so blessed? Because he's a great person. He would talk to me. He say, man, you know, I'm always be here for you, bro. Anytime you need to call, hit my line, bro. You know. And it's crazy, as much as I needed him, he needed me. Because he understood. But God won't see you in a battle by yourself. Like, he gave me somebody to look at that had been where I wanted to go, that had been through what I was going through. They gave him the same thing, 20% chance to walk. Now he back up walking, jogging, doing everything. So he gave me something to look for, but also not only just look from a distance, but just a phone call away, you know. And he would talk to me. We had great conversations, man, and just always been a great brother to me. And he really is a good person. So I really feel what you said when you said, it's not just about being a good player, but also about being a good person. And he inspired me to continue this journey, to not only get back on my feet, but, you know, to help others walk again too.
And you working, is it a foundation you got with that?
Yeah, so I got the Justus Foundation, and we're still building it. This December, we're actually planning on helping more spinal cord and injury patients. But so far, we've been able to help families who have spinal cord injuries. We send them a t-shirt, gift card, you know, a nice letter, and we stay in contact with them. And I also started doing mentoring with the Christopher Reeves Foundation at UAB. So
That was Superman, wasn't
yeah, it was Superman.
Yeah.
So started doing that where you have the ability to go into the room with the spinal cord injury patient, you know, right after the injury, and just be able to talk to them. So we're getting more into that as these months come up, and it's just been amazing just how this story has unfolded. You know, and now I understand why older people say just keep living. You know.
Well, my dad tell me that when I talk about his bald head.
Yeah, like your day is definitely coming, but it's not gonna always be dark for you. Like the sun is gonna shine again.
knows that even on the journey when you trust in God, it does get frustrated.
Yeah, boy.
Real frustrated. And you go from walking, running, playing football to can't use the lower half of your body.
Man, what?
So we talked about the rehab, wiggling your toes,
Yeah.
moving your calf, you know, all of that. And I seen the video you lifting the weights with your legs.
Yeah.
So did you appreciate those milestones when they were coming along at first?
Yeah. So like every little thing, bro.
Because you gotta think, like psychologically, you gotta be like, bro, I could do this last year, now I can't lift a 10-pound weight.
Yeah, like it used to take hours of focus for me to just move my toe. Like, I would say like 20 minutes to an hour just to get that movement. And the way we figured this out,
When you in rehab, just kind of on and off. When you in rehab and they got you moving your toes and stuff, is it like a room full of people, like watching you, or is it just
No.
Your doctor?
so really, the first movement I had, bro, I was in ICU dreaming I was playing football, and I started moving, but I was asleep. I didn't know I was moving, so my unconscious mind was actually, moving.
The Holy Spirit.
Yeah. So my mom woke me up like, just you moving. As soon as I woke up, my conscious mind came. I stopped moving because my body. I realized that something happened to my body. So you have to. I had to trick my mind like, hey, I'm good. Like, you good. Like you can move. But I had to get my nervous system to catch up. I'm like, okay, and get my nervous system to find different pathways to get that movement to happen. So I would just sit in the bed. It would be my parents in the room, and they would like tell me wiggle my toe, and I'll be able to do it on and off. And then the doctors will come in. A whole team of doctors will come in, and sometimes I'll be able to do it, sometimes I wouldn't. And like they would, I used to hate this. They used to have to do this feeling. They used to have to put these pins inside you, like a safety pin. Like, bruh, I know that hurt, but I ain't feeling it. I'm like, hey, can we stop? Like, you feel me? Let's not do that. So, it was way different. Like, I went from being a strong man, like, you saw how big I was, bro, pushing up like 300 on an easy day, like, to wearing diapers, to my leg being super small, bro. You're talking about, I was embarrassed, bro. Like, I was, for some reason, it was hard to love myself, because I didn't see myself the same. So that even went into a toxic relationship, dealing with stuff that I had no business dealing with, because I didn't love myself enough to know, hey, bro, you still that guy. And just because I wanted some company, didn't want to go through this alone. So it was definitely some challenges in there, bro, that I was just like, man, you just gonna have to thug it out, bro. But you are still you. You still him, bro. But you gotta. Now my confidence is stupid high, bro. Like, and the atmosphere obeys you. I don't care if a dead person laying there. You tell them to wake up. If you truly believe, you speak how he has told you to speak and believe it. It gotta get up. Just the same as dead situations in your life, they have to resurrect. That's the principle. It's a law, so it has to work. Right. It's called faith.
Amen. Right. Amen.
Y'all clap for that. After the injury, did you notice things that you took for granted?
Yeah. But it wasn't like I purposely took it for granted. It just was like, dang, things are different from this point of view. Like, everything kind of slowed down for me, and I just started seeing life different. Started seeing it for what it really was. My way of thinking changed a little bit when it came, especially to material stuff. I was like, well, this mean nothing, I really started learning lessons in the struggle. And I remember my first down that I had, and Ryan, first down, Ryan used to tell me about this. He used to tell me about first downs with his journey and stuff. He was like, every first down will lead to a touchdown. We were both football players, so we can relate to that. So I just took that on into my journey. I was like, okay, my first down, bro, was tying my New Balances and putting it on. I said, hey, Dad, take a picture. Now I look back at that picture and have gratitude, bro, because it encouraged me in my times where I got down. It's like, okay, you did this small step. Now look at how far you have came from and having that appreciation. God sees that, man, and He'll add on to that. But if you just in a negative mindset going into this, everything else gonna be negative around you. You're not gonna appreciate nothing. So I was really just glad to be alive still, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I can move my arms. I can do this. Like, what can I do? I stopped focusing on what can I not do and just start focusing on what can I do. And I start telling my dad, hey, bro, let me figure it out. I know you want to help. And you think it was tough on me? It was even tougher on them, my caregivers, because they were so used to seeing their son up and moving. Now he was laying on the bed. They had to change me in my diaper, like all this, bro. And it was a tough situation, but we never folded in our faith. It brought my family closer. Like it brought me closer. It led me to the things that were really meant for me in life. And now it's impacting the nation, bro. Just off of having a mustard seed of faith. The first thing my mother told me after she prayed, she said, we're going to the other side. You choose how you go to the other side, though. You can go down in the breast, or you can get to the other side with a good attitude. But the simple fact is, we're going to the other side. That always stuck.
One thing you said, just noticing that you had to have gratitude, is the attitude that you have to have. I spoke about this, and I still talk about this, and I still go by this. I used to have an attitude, man, I don't want to go to work today. I can't stand going to work. I hate my job. I don't like these people. It's stinking here. I just want to go. You just find anything wrong to make it wronger, you know. And it's like you can never get away from them situations. You get stuck in the wrong situation because you're so focused on it. You put so much energy into, I don't like it here. The way the energy you put it into, I'm gonna get out of here one day. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna do my best with it.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Where you putting that at?
Like your perspective. I spoke on this at Helena. Like what you see, you will be. Like what you focus on, that's what you will become. So I would just lock in. Like I would lock in on my therapy. And like I would still do my push-ups. Because that, many people didn't notice and many people thought I was crazy, bro. They didn't know about those push-ups and what those push-ups did. Not only did they build me stronger, but mentally it built me because at those times where I was down, I was seeing my mom die. She didn't notice, but I used to go upstairs and pray and cry and do push-ups to numb the pain. But also build myself in football. So when I got to college before games, I would do push-ups. Bro, I was literally cramping in the game from doing about 500 push-ups before the game. You know, but it put me back in that mindset to never forget of where God, how far God brought me. How God really answered my prayer. All that pain I was feeling, like. And I took that same pain of being on the field and I put it into the opponent. And so I would say about like what you see, like always, there's always good in every situation, in the bad and in the good. Like it's always something that you can learn in life if you're willing to find a lesson in the struggle. You know, if you're willing to been working, it started been working, bro. I was like, okay, I'm good. You know? But even in that, it was like, we're about to get real serious with this, man. Even with that, I was like, well, dang, bro. What's the point of waiting? It just happened to me, you feel me? Got into that relationship. I ain't trying to talk too much on because at the past, ended up losing my virginity, bro. Should have never did that because it's a soul tie that came with it that I had to break and deal with stuff. And I wasn't even doing it for the feeling, bro. Like I'm a real, like, I'm a smooth guy, bro. I don't take advantage of people. I don't believe in sleeping with a lot of people. Like, you gotta match my energy and everything. But like, I wanted to wait into marriage, but I didn't. And I wish I would have you know, because I was moving off of lust, you know. But I really should have been in tune with God and just wait it out, you know, just trust him. And so end up losing my virginity, and I would just do it like to get that connection, bro. Like to feel connected with somebody, but I was connected with the wrong spirit, bro. And I started taking on spirits that person had. Feeling down and out, didn't even know why I was feeling this way. You feel me? I was like, Justus, where are you at? You feel me? I started pushing my family away, everything, bro, just to get a feeling, just to get a off. You feel what I'm saying?
A quick feeling.
It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. You know, you find the right person, bro. Find a person that can raise your kids, you know, that love God, that's willing to wait, you know. And I found that. And, you know, and my new girlfriend, who's soon to be wife, you know, coming up next year. So I'm willing to wait. And I told her, like, yo, I want to do this right with you. Like, I don't care how bad you are, and she is bad, let me tell you, you know. She that. But her soul even better, bro. Her mind, her intellect even better. The way that she cares about me and love me as much as I do, the way she love God, you know, that's even better. And that's the person I want to give my love to, but I want to do it right this time, you know. But to see that I could do it again, I ain't gonna lie, I was happy, bro.
And I ain't gonna lie, that was actually a question. I was like, how did you find out how to do this?
I had to find out. I just had to do it. Hop in there, walk on the wall.
I'm really finna ask you this. A lot of people say I ask some crazy questions because I
Hey,
remember.
let's ask it.
I remember I got a homie of mine named Tyrell. He asked. His dad died when he was a kid, and so I remember we were in class one day, and I just asked him. I was like, "How did your dad die?" And he told me. He told me the whole story. Well, he told me how old he was when he died. So I was like, "Well, how?" And then he told me how I forgot it was something in his heart. His dad was named Frank Warren. He played with the Saints for like 11 years, I think. And so I asked him, because he was like, he died right in front of me. And I was like, well, now I want to know what happened. Like, I need to know the whole story. And he told me the whole story. And everybody in the class was like, why would you ask him that? And I was like, ain't none of y'all say this when I was listening. So now I want to ask you, man, this finna sound so stupid, but I know somebody thinking it. Was you in a chair? In the wheelchair?
Oh, you talking about when I was doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Man, the thing about it, bro, when the spinal, bro, you gotta be creative. So it ain't no boring sex life. Like, bro, you gotta try every position to try to get it in there. You feel me? Like, do what you need to do. But, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting down with it. Like, I was like, okay, I'm in there. You feel me? Real spill, like, I can do that. And then my confidence started, man, I started trying new stuff and, you know, started going too far. You feel me? So,
did you ever, like, fall?
Ever fall? Hold on, man. Did I ever
Y'all wanna
fall?
know, bro.
Hold
So
on. Did I ever fall, bro? If I'm trying to think back, I done tried to bury that. Oh, did I ever fall? No, bro, but, like, to be real with you, I did do it in the chair one time. I did. Just be frank with you, you feel me? But I ain't gonna speak too much on that because my soon-to-be wife is watching and I gotta respect her.
Most definitely. I was really just curious because I've never known, you know. I got a homie that's in the wheelchair. I'd be like, bro, how?
Yeah. No, real spill. Like, it's some people that be like, bruh, like, how the world you do that? And, you know, I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I was thinking it. So chill out. All right. I got a few more questions for you. What is living normal to you now? What does that mean now to you?
Okay. Well, my day-to-day schedule now, living normal is waking up, going to work, you know, saying my prayer when I get to work, making sure.
What's your prayer work?
Really good. First off, I thank God for waking me up, for giving me the opportunity to even be able to work, to provide. You know, that's something that a lot of people take for granted. A lot of people are like, don't want to go to work and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a morning person. It's hard for me to wake up, you feel me? And it's even tougher when you're using a wheelchair because sometimes you have spasms. Sometimes I'm driving to work and I pee on myself, the condom cap come off. You feel me?
Whoa, that was the question I was. That's whoa, bro.
Yeah. So like with spinal cord injury patients, some people they have to actually like stick something up their privacy to get the pee out. I was blessed to be able to still be able to pee. So that's when I see. Remember when I said it's perspective. Even though you peeing on yourself, at least you can still pee.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that, you know, I get frustrated sometimes. Even now, like man, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. And like, to be honest with you, training yourself to pee again, to control it, is even harder than taking a step.
Wow.
Because like, I literally have to sit there. I know when I'm about to use the restroom because my stomach starts to sweat. But I have to sit there and imagine myself, close my eyes and imagine myself at a toilet. Like to try to get that feeling, because although I'm walking, you don't feel it, bro. It still feel numb. So it's really you using your brain. It's a different feeling. So like, it's like, so I can start and stop my bladder, but I'm still learning how to control it. I remember one time I was speaking in Georgia, and I ended up peeing on myself, bro. While I was speaking,
Was it a
bro.
podium in front of you?
Podium in front of me.
Did you stop?
It got quiet, and all you hear is the dropping on the ground. Yeah.
Did you stop?
I looked at it, and I got pissed off. But I used that energy and to put it in that speech. But what I was talking about was faith and about showing them the realness of it, about getting over obstacles and adversity, so they could actually see it for themselves. So that really made them lock in. So I didn't
take pictures afterwards.
Well, I went and got changed because I always keep see that bag over there. I make sure I keep, you know. So I got my pink pants just in case, so I can still be drippy. You feel me? If it do happen, you know. But I do time it. So like I drink a little bit of water. You see, I ain't open this water.
Right.
It's not because I ain't want to drink it. It's because I ain't want to pee while I was up here. So it's little stuff like that that other people don't think about.
Yeah.
Like, and people have the audacity to speak on your situation or just be hating on your success, but they don't know what you go through on the daily and how you still battling to get to the success.
That's something that we I know. Just listening to you, I take that for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know that was an issue.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. You even to get on the toilet, like, you pee and bookie on the toilet, bro. Like, you gotta sit down. As I'm used to standing up, bro. Like doing all this stuff. Like when I go boogie, I gotta stick something up my rear end to get it to come out. Like real spill.
Do you know, like, if you ate something that's gonna make you?
Yeah. Like I know when I got a bookie because I feel like this pressure in my anal area. But like, you know, it come out. You feel me? And be frank with you, even sometimes, bro, you gotta put a glove on and go up there. Bro, you talking about like, I was like, nah, bro, I can't do this, bro.
Yeah.
It just gonna have to stay. Like, but this is the stuff that spinal cord injury people go through on a daily, bro.
Yeah.
So these are some of the strongest people, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, they may not look strong, but these are some of the strongest people in the world, bro. Like, we are a part of this community. We really go through some real life stuff. But if you a dog, you just gotta be a dog, bro. You gotta know that, hey, bro, this may be happening right now, but it ain't gonna last forever. You feel me? So I know if I can get my legs back to walking, this a little thing, bro. Like, I just be grateful I can take a step. You feel me? Because at one point I couldn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Because I never heard nothing like that. Now, you got your merch.
Yes, sir.
It's just work on the front with the line on the back.
Yeah.
I done seen this line on doggone everything you got going on, man.
Yeah, man.
It's just work on the back too. But what does the lion mean to you?
Oh, so that
Tell us
lion.
about the lion first, then it's just work. I know it's almost self-explanatory, but.
So the lion really explains my spirit. A lion loves to hunt. A lion is a king. You feel me? Everybody respect the lion. Everybody know what the lion about. When the lion roar, everybody gets silent. And that's where that roar came out at on the graduation.
Part of the stage.
Yeah. So like, I used to study the lion. I used to listen to Eric Thomas. I was like, what is with the lion and the
Lion
gazelle?
and gazelle, yeah.
Like, a lion he that guy in the jungle.
Yeah.
And with this, I was like, okay, I want people to rep this brand. I want people to step behind it, but not only step it, if you not living it, don't wear it. And there would be times where in this journey, I wasn't living it like the world saw. So I wouldn't even put it on. I didn't want to disrespect it like that. Times where I wasn't doing therapy when I needed to do it, locking in every day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put it on because I was like, that's a disrespect to yourself. So, but like you see the drip, that's like the blood, sweat, and tears. You see the cut, it's like the cut where they had to cut my back and stuff like that. And on these, they don't have the 14 on them, but the ones that are not diamond do have the 14. That was my football number. And so it just speaks of the spirit of the lion, loving the hunt of things and just being a dog about it. On the side where you see right there, it's in Japanese. It says faith and dedication. The top two is faith and the bottom two is dedication. And then on the side it says God's work on the hood. And that's about the purpose, what God has called me to do to help people. And I'm just doing God's work. That's basically with that. And on the back, you have the diamonds. The reason I created the diamonds, because pressure make diamonds.
Oh, this one do got the 14
No,
on it.
and the XIV is just my football number 14. So I really just wanted, for people to rock the brand. But I also wanted to be drippy, 'cause you know me, I used to come in church, dripped out every single Sunday. Like
2 hours, boy.
yeah, like, I'm like, bro, look, I'm not finna be no ugly bum using no chill. That ain't me, bro. Like, look, I'ma still be the best dressed in the room, but not many people know this. I used to draw a lot, and I actually started back drawing. My girlfriend, she got me back into drawing. And so I just wanted to put my talents, and doing the brand would give me a sense of therapy away from doing all the work. Because, I don't really watch TV like that. I don't play the game. So being a creator, it allowed my mind to stay open to new ideas and just to be able to, a lot of people have manufacturers. My stuff is just made from scratch. I go get the blank, I go get the printout, I do everything from scratch. Because if I'm saying it's just work, that means I gotta put in the work. And it's a blessing to see the fruition, and it's a blessing to see how much support. People actually like it. It took me a while to drop this stuff because I was like, are people really go fool with it?
Yeah.
Well, when they really fool with it. And so
this shirt this hoodie is actually like good material.
yeah,
It's not like
it ain't cheap.
yeah, it's not cheap. I ain't want to say it because some people just get they clothes and they smack a label on it and be like, nobody's for me. You're just like, bro, that's a Gildan t-shirt with just some words on it. That's gonna fall off.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
I got one of your shirts and it's still
Yeah, you do.
And I done worked out in the shirt and everything.
Yeah.
It may not look like it, but I done worked out in the shirt.
And that's the thing. I love when people work out in it because I love when they feel the spirit of me, like it's the spirit of hard work, because I remember I had a shirt Orion somebody gave me, and every time I would see that Shades of 50, that Shades of 50 meant something, bro. That Shaleeve meant something to me. And every time I work out, I would feel that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be bad. Let's go right there. I'm walking. You feel what I'm saying? Like if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But I never made myself him, or because everybody has their own journey in life. Everybody, you got to write your own story every single day. So this brand has been a part of just writing that story. And while I'm speaking on the brand, we got a collection dropping some varsity jackets called Vision, the Dream Big collection. And it's the concept behind this is vision to keep dreaming while awake. And that'll be coming out November 1st. So, man, it's just been growing, man.
Where's it gonna be at?
On the website. So the website is justworkapparelstore.com.
And those cards, I don't know if he put them on every table, but the cards that he gave you, they on that card.
Yeah. They on the card. So check it out. Give us a follow. Instagram is _justworkapparel __. That's 2 underscores. And so we go follow, and at the end, I'm gonna do a little giveaway.
A word.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick some followers, see if y'all really follow.
All right, bet. 2 more things. One of them is you remember that time I seen you at the mall?
I don't.
Okay, bet. It was after the injury though.
Yeah.
But I remember, I just wanted to know, I wish you remember because I wanted to know if this offended you when I asked you this. But it was like after the injury, so I remember you came up on me and I was just like, what's up? What you doing in the chair?
Oh man, let me tell you, bro.
And it's crazy, I remember what you had on. You had the North Carolina blue jersey on.
Yeah.
With the white long sleeve up under it. It was December, I remember that.
And so a lot of people, when I tell you my life turned into a bunch of questions, I was like, bro, do people still see me as Justus? Like, what's up with all these questions? Like, they used to bother me, bro. Like, I used to, like, not go around people just so they would not ask me questions. Like, because I would be like, I don't want to be disrespectful to you, but every time you see me, I don't want to answer a bunch of questions. But I was still respectful, you feel me? I would still answer a question, but I was like, I'm so much more than what happened to me, you know? And that's another reason, motivation why I was like, I got to get up out this chair, bro. I'm tired of all these questions, you know? But even with being in the media, it kept coming, like more questions, like, how you doing this, how you doing it? And sometimes I would have to stop people like, hey, bro, you asking a little too much. How would you feel if I came and asked your wife this question, you feel me, if you were going through this, you know? And then they'll back off. But for the most part, a lot of people ask questions because they're curious. You know, they don't mean it in a bad way. They just want to know. So I would tell them. But I would tell them how it happened. I didn't want people to feel sorry for me because there ain't no pity party over here. Like, I have no room for that because pity party is not going to get you made whole. Faith is what's going to get you made whole. And faith don't work off your emotions, you know. So I would tell people, and I would just be respectful to them and let the chips fall where they may.
Hope I ain't asking no crazy questions.
No. You straight, bro.
All right.
You straight.
All right. So when people leave here, they're going to tell everybody that they were here and they witnessed this conversation and all of that. Somebody's going to ask them, well, who is Justus Edwards?
Yeah.
What do you want that reply to be? Or what do you think people are going to say when they do reply?
Oh, I never thought about that. I would say Justus Edwards is a guy that has no limits. That's a man. What he say he go do it, you know. And Justus Edwards is a man of faith, a man of the people, a man for people, you know, a man that wants to leave a legacy, a long and lasting legacy that leads people back to God, bro, because he is real. And one day this life is going to end and you're going to have to go somewhere, heaven or hell, you know. So I just want, when people see me, I want them to see Christ. So that's what I would like for them to say.
Well, I know I did, most definitely. I enjoyed this conversation.
For sure. Me too.
You first person to give me the cry on camera in life. Well, no, my sister got a picture of me where, man, I tell you, boy.
Yeah.
I'll push her down so many steps, boy, back then. We good now, though. We good. But
yeah, man.
You definitely, like, I hope people can take, like, whatever that you said from here and just go out and apply it. You know, the brand is just work. You know, it's not just a saying. It's a brand. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
You know, and he explained everything that he did with the clothing and had a purpose behind it. I said people sometimes just get a shirt and put a logo on it and say buy it and this is mine. This is a purpose behind it. It's a real reason behind it, you know. And I appreciate you bringing it out. You know, if anybody wanted to shop with him, obviously it's here. But again, I appreciate the conversation, man.
Yeah, most
definitely.
definitely.
It's kind of like our phone conversation. I can call Justus and just be like, hey, what the weather be like today? And we end up on the phone for 45 minutes. Because this conversation that we having on camera is just one that we have on camera. It's like this anytime I call Justus.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I can't. Like, if I'm finna call Justus, my day got to be over with because we finna talk.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, though, man.
I appreciate it too, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
You too, bro.
So, I thank y'all so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank y'all. All right.
So, this is my phone. So we can do some giveaways.
Giveaways.
We're gonna do like 3 or 5 giveaways.
Valencia, you can't get none. You got a gift
We'll
card.
do like 3. Do 3.
Get your rotel and go home.
All right. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, who's the first person to follow? Yeah, it's Naya. Yeah, she was the first person to follow. I'll get you some.
Yeah, there you go. I'm proud of you.
Then we got Jazz Alexander.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'll make up for you, man, for the spelling bee, man. Make up, I got you, bro. We here.
See? What I ain't got for you, God do.
Then the last one. Let me get a drum roll, please. Underscore Lindsay 12.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got 2 today. What 2 I want? Look at you. Oh man, thank y'all so much. Take pictures, send it, man. Get fly, get drippy. Tag the page.
If y'all took any pictures of us up here too, take them, post them, all that. Yeah, like you said, get drippy with it.